Hello, everybody. Welcome to the National State Post here with our friend Barry Habib. Before we get started, Barry, I have to get out a great shout out about Remen, right? Remen Wholesale, one of our best sponsors of all time. Love these guys. And they have what's called their flyer paradise for you loan originators out there, where you can go in there and you can create flyers that you can actually use to, get this, go in the field, okay, and go visit people. You know what I mean? And eyeball to eyeball and say, hi, how you doing? And leave some flyers, right? Some real estate agents, they're helping you do this. They're helping you get some business. Let me tell you, belly to belly activities are king right now when it comes to getting business. Click the banner you see right here over on your left. You might have to scroll down if you're watching us on your mobile device, past the comments, you'll see the banner there. And if you're watching us on Facebook, there's a link around here somewhere. So now let's get to the good stuff. We have Barry Habib with us. How are you doing, Barry?
It's really scary because as you're saying that in the back, honest to God, as you're saying that, I'm thinking to myself, belly to belly. And you say belly to belly. It's kind of getting scary, bro.
There you go. It's like, we're like this, man. We're like this.
That's it.
You know what I mean? So I got to preface the show with this, Barry said, hey, man, I'm going to make a really bold rate call. I go, really? He said, yeah. And then I said, well, what is it? He goes, you want me to tell you now? You just want me to tell you when we do the show? I said, no, wait. I want to be surprised as well. So I don't know what it's going to be. And speaking of making calls, let's just preface this whole thing with, in the recent past, you've been saying it, and we've even disagreed with you at one point, and then we were shut down, right? You were saying rates are going to improve, and they have. In fact, at one point, I think the 10-year was at 240, and you were calling.
Now we're going. So hold on a second. So recently, yes, we've been talking about rates improving, and
yeah.
Our subscribers know this because I think we've done like one rate alert, in the last 3 months. So we've set rates. Be patient. Don't go for the head fakes.
Yeah.
But yes, a few years back. Let's go a few years back, and you can tell the story.
Yeah. You were saying that, we were at the 10 years at like 240, something like that. And you were saying, I see 139, and everybody thought you were out of your mind, right? I think we even brought up.
Oh, yeah. Brian was like, what are you, crazy? 130.
It's not going to happen because everybody's saying something different, right? And, it hit 137.
137. I was off.
So
I was off.
You were off.
Right. But remember, no one in their right mind thought we were at 240. It was going to go to anywhere near what I was saying. So it was the outlier. And sure enough, not only did it get to 130, it actually dropped a little bit beneath it at 137. But that was the actual low. I mean, it's pretty darn close.
It's pretty crazy considering that that's not what was being said by all the other guys out there. And so, you say you've got a big, a bold announcement here, or a bold.
Yeah. So how about this?
What do you got?
How about this? You have not yet seen the lows in the 10-year Treasury or in mortgage rates. We will see within the next 12 months rates lower than that.
What?
The 10-year Treasury will be below 137, probably in the 120 range. And mortgage rates will be the lowest they've ever been. So get ready.
Okay. So all the prognostication from a year ago, was that we would have been in the mid fives by now, something like that, which we are not, And now you're saying that we're going to get even lower than where we currently are, or lower than we've even been? Is that
lower than we've ever been in history? We have not seen the lowest yields on mortgages or in the 10-year Treasury. So, you said in the fives, mortgage rates, they did go up to, in the fives, right? But they've come down. We've been saying they're going to keep coming down. We've been patient. They've been coming down, down, down. And a few episodes ago when you and I were together, we talked about the fact that look at the unemployment rate. It's portending that potentially there could be a recession in the not too distant future. There were some other indicators. I'm looking at a few of them, like, for example, the Purchasing Managers Index. I think, to me, that's rolling over. Global factors are rolling over. In fact, I think if we're not in a recession, we're very close to being in a recession now. So we talked about last time, when you go into a recession, you see interest rates decline. Our Fed's way too high at roughly 2 3/8%. We're going to probably see the Fed come in more in line where, like, the United Kingdom is at like 0.75%, and their 10-year gilt, the equivalent of our Treasury, is at 1.1 right now. We're at today 229, 228. I think that continues to drop lower. I think we see 221 rapidly. the next stop being 203, next stop being 196, and then it's just staircase down, down, down as we continue to get information that this economy is slowing down and headed for a recession.
So do you agree with the Feds? They're saying there's a 27% chance that we see a recession in the next 12 months. Are you on board with that?
Okay. So the Fed has beer goggles. Okay.
Okay.
So as a matter of fact, just to show you how ridiculously wrong the Fed has been, can I show a chart? Can I pull up a chart?
Absolutely, I will allow it.
Okay.
Please bring it up.
Let's get a chart up here, okay? And let's pull this up here. So I'm going to bring this on over so we could see this together. Let me get the right one. Sorry.
Right thing. There you go.
Okay. So this is the Fed with beer goggles. So currently, yes, you are exactly right, by the way. Congratulations. The Fed is saying a 27% chance of a Fed rate hike. I'm sorry, of a recession in the next 12 months.
Right.
And that is representative of the highest that the Fed has thought there would be a chance of recession in the last 11 years.
Okay.
But during the previous recession, which happened here, let's go back a year before that. What did the Fed think the probability was? About 20%.
Okay.
The previous recession to that, go a year back, the Fed thought, 15% chance.
Okay.
The previous recession, go back a year before that, Fed thought, a 10% chance.
Really?
Hold on a second. It gets worse. We're in a recession here. We're in a recession. And the Fed says, 30% chance. We're in it. Here, we're in a recession. The Fed says, 45% chance. Here, we're in a recession. The Fed says, 40% chance. They've got beer goggles, okay?
Looking good.
This is definitely something that the Fed does not understand. And I'll tell you the other thing the Fed doesn't understand is that there's a lag time. See, when the Fed kept hiking rates, they don't understand that it takes a long time for those rate hikes to take its effect and slow things down. Yeah. That'd be kind of like, heaven forbid, if somebody wasn't feeling well, you give them a dose of medicine, and then 10 minutes later, they're not up dancing out of bed. Right. Oh, here's another dose. Here's another dose. Here's another dose. Here's another. Yeah. That's what the Fed kept doing with the rate hikes.
Yeah.
And now they've gone too far. The yield curve is telling us that because the short end of the curve is too high, the long end of the curve is coming down and showing us that there's an inversion. Look, can I show you one more for the inverted yield curve purpose?
Absolutely.
All right, so let's go to the inverted yield curve, because right now we don't have an inverted yield curve. However, what I'd like to do is show you that by definition we don't, but we actually do. Nobody realizes this. So let's take a quick look here at the different yield spreads, okay? So the 10-year currently at 226. The 1 year is at 231. So we're already inverted. The 10-year to the 1 year. Do you know the 2 year is less than the 1 year? You know the 5 year is less than the 2 year. All of these along the curve are already inverted, and the 10-year will get there. The 10 year is already beneath the 1. It will get beneath the 2. It will get beneath the 5. It's on its way. Here, look at the trajectory. Here's the trajectory of it. Look what's been happening. This is the 10 and 2. And the 10 and 2, and what you'll see here is look at what's been going on. It will get there. It will get there. And when it does, a lot of news will come out, a lot of headlines will come out about it, but you will know in advance. And listen, I tell you this for a couple of really important reasons. Number one, stocks don't do too well during recessions. So I've been lightening up for a while now. I continue to lighten up on my stock holdings, and I'm buying long-term bonds in my own. I can't tell anybody else to do, but that's what I'm doing because I feel you'll get a really good return as yields continue to go down and you get capital appreciation there. And I think they've got a long way to go. You have not seen the bottom or anywhere close to it, in my humble opinion.
So here's the $10 million question. Okay, if this, when and what kind of sustainability? I mean, when do we see this take place, and then how long do you think that can last?
Well, it's not going to last forever, okay?
Right. But what do you think? I mean, are we looking at doing a bump, or are we looking at kind of way?
Well, recessions last for 6 months to a year, so we'll probably be in that. I mean, I don't know. Those are hard. How fast is the Fed going to respond? What actions are they going to take? How much QE are they going to inject? These are things that are very subjective. So, we don't know the answer to those. The main thing for us right now is to know what's ahead of us. And I am convinced that lower rates are ahead of us. I also think lower stock prices are ahead of us. And I feel that while that won't last forever, I think that these are good things to be talking about with our customers, because
clearly
for housing, it's a good opportunity, because through history, as I've demonstrated in other, when you look at the charts, housing's done well, during these periods of time. So it's an opportunity for people. But it's a question.
We're talking right now as an originator anyway. Now's the time to start queuing up the potential refis, right? I mean, that's what we're talking about here.
I think so, but it's also in the advice that you give to a client. You don't want people to pay points. If you could avoid closing costs by taking a higher rate, you don't want to be paying single premium upfront MI. You're better off to pay them monthly, because you will likely refinance. And I think you're going to see appreciation in many parts of the country. So buy that house now, and you'll have a chance to refi, get rid of the MI. Don't wait to save the 20% down. Things like that. I mean, these are the discussions that you need to be having.
This is good stuff, man. This is interesting. It is a bold.
And people worry about, do we have so much debt, right? You and I were talking about this before you mentioned about debt, right?
Right. And yeah, like government debt. I mean, isn't that rolled into inflation?
That's the conventional wisdom. People think that. They think that government debt creates inflation, but the exact opposite is true. You see, because initially you do have government debt, which does cause a little bit of inflation, but it's fleeting. However, what takes hold is that the government debt acts as if somebody we know laden themselves with credit card debt and bills and this and that. They've got so much out-of-pocket expenses. They're not going out to do things like going out for dinners or going to the movies or buying clothes, because their debt is so much of a burden. It's the same thing with the government. So it actually, and it's proven, it has a deflationary effect. And
really?
If you look at the charts for the United States, for Japan, for the world itself, for the UK, when you look at these 4 different charts and you see debt goes up, inflation comes down. And look, inflation's come down for us, right? What has our debt done? Our debt's done this.
Yeah.
Inflation's done this. And I think that the debt works to actually keep growth down, keep inflation down. And that's why you have not seen the lows in the interest rate.
We have not seen the lowest. Wow.
Yeah. I know it sounds crazy, and I know nobody out there right now agrees with me. But just like you could pull the tape from when we did one a few years back, we said 1.39, and it was 1.37. But from 2.4, where nobody thought it would ever go down anywhere near that, we did well. I think that you will see beneath 1.37. Maybe in the 120s, maybe in the 1.1s, right around there. I mean, think about it. In the UK right now, their gilts are yielding, their 10-year gilts yielding 1.1%. Their Fed funds rate is at 0.75%. When we have a recession, our Fed funds rate, it's not going to be 2.37, 2.375. It'll be a lot lower, and yields all across the board are going to drop.
Wow. Okay. There you have it. Great stuff. Looking forward to watching things unfold, as always.
And if you want this every day, man, I mean, people who are watching this and aren't on MBS Highway, I mean, what the heck? Look, you can get it for free for 2 weeks just to give it a try. There's a link down below. But you're in a big money business. You're in a big money business. How much is one transaction worth? I mean, what are you freaking? Stop being really, truly dollar foolish.
I'm going to point this out too.
You need to have these conversations with your customer. Otherwise, you're going to be replaced by that. Then you're saying, good, please take my job away from me.
Right.
Go ahead, take my job away.
It's true. And I got to tell you this too, with respect to MBS Highway, because now I'm a realtor. You know that, right? Now I'm a realtor. I use the MBS Highway for the stuff that's in there.
By the way,
I love the cost of waiting and all that stuff. It's fantastic. It's great stuff for real estate agents. It really is.
God bless you for not saying realtor. What the frig is a realtor?
I'm a realtor.
Will you please stop with that?
Come on.
Thank you for not saying that.
Well, of course not. I wouldn't say that. Hey, I'm going to get out of here. We got to get ready. Before I take off, I just want to say you look fabulous today, Barry.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you.
You look terrific. Okay. So with that, though, hey, guys, your comments down below. Do us a favor, forward, share, subscribe, share this one. Lowest you've ever seen coming.
It's going to happen.
Barry says it's going to happen. I believe.
Let's bookmark it. We'll play the tape again.
We'll play the tape. All right. Here we go. Good news. All right, Barry. Thanks so much, man. I really appreciate you being here, bud.
Bye-bye, bro.
See ya.